in, grabs a bounty rune. Lots of Dota over the next.
What ends up being the 2-for-2 bounty rune split, but into the laning phase we now go as I pair it up with the Mirana. At top lane, they're going to go up against that Juggernaut. As well as the Tiny. Finding himself up here. DY is going to be at the bottom lane on the Dazzle, paired up with the Slaughter. Think of the supports going for you.
Whoa. Solo kill mid. There we go. Paparazzi gets his revenge. He's like, you think you can play SF and own me? Let me show you how it's done.
I didn't even think to look mid.
Yeah. I mean, triple raise from the get-go. He's got the sticks. He's probably going to bring some mangoes out. But that's a great start for him. Yeah, I mean, you're asking about the supports. They're doing support stuff. They're pulling some waves up top. Zayat's pulling waves behind the tower. Yeah, down bottom, I think it's no surprise to see Puppy's Lich there. Sending the Dazzle, you want to have this range support with a Slaughter. That's why they send the Dazzle down bottom.
Sure.
Just to give this, doing double melee with Slaughter is like, you're asking for. I think all the lane set makes a lot of sense for it.
Apparently the Shadow Fiend versus Batrider makes a lot of sense. Just right from the beginning, just mowing him down. And no, I'm with you. It like I said, it feels personal for Paparazzi. First pick in that Shadow Fiend. Already good in the first blood, so expecting him to pop off this game certainly.
Perfect.
It's one of those, definitely feels bad when you have such a bad hero lane matchup and go into a game 3 decide. I'm sure the only thing he was saying is like, I want to have a good lane. And hey, apparently SF just doesn't have any bad lane matchups because he picked this blind and is off to a fantastic start. So that continues. Top water rune gets secured for secret. They want to try grab double runes here, but Paparazzi has the lane pushed out in mid, so he can easily go grab that with his bottle if he wants. Although it hasn't got his bottle quite yet. He needs to bring it on the courier.
Here, that's 15-1 charges as well, but oh, that's the boots of speed action.
Boots, yeah. Looks like Nisha's going to be the one going for the bottle here, so he's just playing around Wand. I mean, that's one of the nice things playing in a Batrider is you don't actually rely on the mana regen that the bottle brings to the table quite as much. So that water rune just chilling down bottom. I don't think Paparazzi's going to give Nisha the free refill. At least he shouldn't. Maybe he'll, you know, if he gets a lot of creeps out of it, he'll give him the refill. But at some point, Paparazzi should just go deny that bottle.
Focus on the creep kills and we can get some braces on Anisha once again. Focus in a little bit.
No.
Yeah, 15-8 on the Shadow Fiend, 6-1 on the Batrider. So got the early kill and is just dominating with the CS.
No looking back.
Bottom lane? Yeah, absolutely not. Bottom lane, no. DY. Going for the kill on Poppy. The stun missed initially. Poppy turn kill on a DY first. Old 11 there to clean it up and make it a 1-for-1 at least. We'll hit another Slithering Crush and well, it's killing him here. Just gonna get as much damage as possible.
In some ways better for Old 11 there on the Xtreme Gaming side. He gets the solo kill and the solo XP. Like, his buddy's already dead, so he doesn't give up anything.
Easy shot.
It's actually going to be Zayat swooping through and I guess securing the rune here for Nisha. Okay. Zayat is feeling like he hasn't really got a good place in this game right now. Like, the top lane with the Juggernaut is just, there's no real kill threat here, which is why the Jug was such a good pick against the Nick Assassin. Because you've always kind of, you know, you can go for an Impale, but if you try Vendetta hit into Impale later on in the game, you're almost always going to get Blade Fear for Guff. It just gives you one less core to try and gank, and even during the lane stage, we're seeing Zayat, like he's trying to secure this mid lane a bit from Batrider, but as a result, Rezo's not having the best time necessarily up top.
Bottom lane, but he's fine hugging that tower. But yeah, top lane, you mentioned Resolution. Already at half life right now, PYW. Evasive Zayat finding himself coming up here now. And now's the time for the turn, apparently. Yeah, the arrow into the impale, into the kill. There you go. That's one way to do it.
That changes things. Resolution back to having a great time. I mean, he's got double rate, but he's gone all in on these early stat items. Actually, I think I was underselling how well he was doing here. Paparazzi went for a kill mid lane under the tower, and now they pay the price. But with the TP in from the Tiny, yeah, that'll help keep him alive. And it is a bottle refill. That was PYW dive top, so he gets to come in, refill the bottle and everything.
That actually worked out pretty well for them in the end. Yeah, it was a great bait initially by Nisha early one. Paparazzi almost fell for it, but little too far away, and then again, the TP support from YW there, and he's still hanging around the mid lane. He's gets the stun, one raise, coming close, that's up for second, can he get the third? Couple of auto attacks. Oh, the stun from Nick's Assassin. Is it gonna matter though?
Still very slow.
But no, it's not enough. Yeah, you have the infused raindrop kicking in.
The toss, but it does have the mango, but didn't want to go for it. And TI11's just going to snipe her instead. Down bottom, DY gets found by all the slows here. Revenge kill would be huge though for old 11 if he can get Chrysalis, but he's just going to sit invis and wait it out.
Done, but yeah, coming out with Chrysalis and pops Refraction now. There's another bash proc though. Refraction's worn off, however, it is not enough worth the chase for old 11. So yeah, close call right there. No detection, unfortunately. Gonna bring someone Dazzle, maybe? No, Dazzle still doesn't have any either. But...
Dazzle's come back now. I don't know if Chrysalis was ready for this one.
Cross shield, it's slowing. The crush hits though, and there's the kill. You know, I just got finished saying how they didn't necessarily have detection, so.
Tulsa Requiem. It's going to go the way of PYW. They would have loved to give it to Paparazzi, but they hit the toss into full Requiem Souls, and they find the kill there. So both mid and carry dying on Team C.
Love to see it. That's one of those beautiful combos. Toss back right into a Requiem land. So yeah, great kill on Anisha. Paparazzi extending that lead even further. Right now, the top net worth in the game. Speaking of middle lane, YW is still hanging around. In fact, taking a lot of tower hits there.
Yeah, they're keeping the siege wagon alive. He tanked the tower to keep the siege alive to get some more damage in, and with SF, they're getting this tower down to half health here. We'll eventually run out of creeps here, so I'm not sure. Oh, they're trying to keep the siege alive a bit longer. Creep wave comes in, but they're getting some good damage on mid. Good job just tanking a little bit of damage here. And yeah, somehow the tower's still not killing the siege wagon. They're kind of too low to stick around much longer.
Bidding for it all in the end, but plenty of damage done by that catapult. Bottom.
Yeah, slide to level 6 now in this bottom lane. Like up until now, I think TA's been doing just fine, but with Dazzle Slaughter and all the minus armor from the Corrosive Haze, this is kind of going to get to that point where, you know, TA can't really stick around this lane too much longer and may have to consider a rotation. But it's going to, you know, the worry for Secret is that they're going to have too many heroes who want to farm. I talked about Mirana with a lot of item builds you can go. That's kind of more game-ish. At this stage of the game, Mirana's just kind of wants to sit and farm.
Crystal's just dead. That minus armor kicks in, and she did not stand a chance. Of course, you don't need detection when you got that corrosive haze. Coming out from Slaughter, easy kill in the end, and unfortunately Lich was just, I think he might have been warding somewhere else, and they just happened to catch the timing by himself.
One of the maybe downsides of the Lich is this kind of immobile hero who doesn't have any kind of reliable stun to play around, and now Puppy in trouble. They're going from one kill to the next.
Killing spree! 3-1. Killing spree for DY ends up getting it, but he'll take a mid lane though. It's an engagement. Bat Rider, lasso in. Shadow Fiend is going to do TP now with the grave, and he'll be successful as a result. That TP in from DY was clutch.
So good. I mean, not often you don't even see that early point in shallow grave because it's not particularly good in the laning stage. Usually you just go on like poison touch, shadow wave.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Saved up skill point with a TP in, and they, you know, of course they've already used their stuns there. It's like not misplayed by Secret there. They're just not expecting a TP plus grave. Really heads up from DY. That SF kill would have been huge for Secret. Slowed down a lot of the momentum from Xtreme Gaming, but instead, Sad and Nisha's gonna have to look for other ways to catch up.
Exactly, you mentioned Secret as a whole, sure, but especially Nisha. He really wanted that kill at this point.
He's bottom of the net worth as far as the 6 cores go. Good 700 gold behind his own teammate and 1,200 gold behind the Jug, SF, Slaughter. So all 3 Dire cores having great games. It's only really Rezo who's had a good laning stage, and he's had an amazing laning stage. He's top net worth here, but it's gonna be up to Rezo to kind of think of how he helps his team get back into this game. It seems like he just wants to play as a semi-carry, which I'm not opposed to, but somebody's gonna have to give up something, and right so far it's been Nisha.
That Crystal's gonna be giving up a soul. I said it looks so pretty, especially when it is die on impact. No chance.
That's in trouble though. Yes. Got another great here, but Nice carapace.
Yeah, you can tell he was going for ult 11 though. He shows up all of a sudden. The Nexus assassin will fall as a result. Now Nisha needs to run. The double stun coming out with the avalanche and the double kill. That Mask of Madness enhanced attack speed.
No lead charges.
Work.
Okay. I'm gonna dive for it. Yeah, what a timing to find your Mask of Madness and take a team fight. You get the SF, but that is a heavy price to pay to get that extra kill.
Man, the Nisha is just finding himself so struggling. 1,400 gold saved up. He's trying to get those boots of travel, but he still doesn't have them in 10.5 minutes, especially when he's prioritizing it. That is delayed.
Dire's top tower
And it's
is
not going to
under
feel good
attack.
getting this 12, 13-minute boots of travel, and you're not going to feel like you can make any plays with it. It's going to be like, okay, I got boots of travel. Now, okay, now I keep on.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Look around at the rest of Secret. TA also having a rough game. This TA is not really where you want to be. So Chrysalis is spending a lot of time, going to be jungling, playing around wherever farm he can find on the map. So there's not really any clear way for Secret to make plays. This is the kind of first game where they're the ones who are going to be looking to kind of slow the game down and play a greedier style, unlike game 1 and 2 where they were pushing the tempo. So curious to see if Secret can kind of make that adjustment.
Yeah, kind of going to that point again. Even actually with Resolution, he's going to have to, bring back his position 1 days here. It feels like they really need that from him. And hey, that's a good start. Resolution, killing spree. Zach, of course, the one to set that up, but that's that beautiful combo that they're going to always have potential to use. Set up these spree.
Yep. No surprise to see it's Zeiss and Rizzo. The new offlane duo of this team has just been clicking in all the games they play, and Zeiss' Nyx Assassin has been really on point these qualifiers, so you need a bit more of that if you're Team Secret here. They're still down 2k gold, and imagine Xtreme Gaming would be eyeing off some of these mid-game timings where they can secure Roshan, get their BKBs up early, and at that point, will Secret be ready to fight? If Chrysalis can't find the farm he needs on his TA, if Batrider can't get a BKB, they may just not quite be ready to kind of contest some of those early Roshans.
There hasn't been much focus and talk on the Juggernaut scheme, but he's got a Maelstrom almost finished. Still needs a Javelin. Picks up the Mithril Hammer, though, and has those phase wits as well, so he's looking pretty good. Top lane.
Nearby. There's not even them here. They do see Rezo. Rolled 11, just wants to finish his Blink Dagger on Slaughter. 2k gold here. He does not want to die. A little bit careful here. They're probably baiting around the fact they should expect Nyx to be here, but if Secret find they jump, they want sides, walks into a sentry.
I'm just running after him. Get out of my jungle. Okay. Oh, 4-man's Blink Dagger. That's one way to do it. Slithering Crush, and that's a dead Nyx Assassin. There you go. He says, I don't need a blink.
Great positioning play there, just pulling Nyx in just close enough that he walked into the sentry range, and Zlardar gets the haze off, and yeah, using this tiny effectively. It's been setting up a decent number. I mean, he's only been in 4 of these 10 kills, but it feels like they've been big ones with the toss back in the Requiems, and now that kill there, just to get Secret out of their jungle, particularly at this stage of the game where we are in this bit of a farm battle, at least for now. It's going to change because Blink Dagger's online and Ult 11, he's ready to go. They scan out these Ancients, and Nisha cannot afford to die.
To die, but it's going to happen, guys. There's no way he gets out of this, right? Yeah. Ult 11 just doesn't even need anyone else. He just solos him, basically.
Yeah,
that's
no kidding. Yeah, and mid-tier 1 tower now exposed as well. Puppy, he's got the armor, but he's got to be careful. Is it? Yeah, the blinking Slaughter coming to find it.
He's going to stun both. He obviously knows that with the spike here, because he points the impale somehow. Puppy's trying to get himself denied. That's not going to work. He is absolutely in trouble. One more auto attack. Will then set up a dash block. He don't even need it. They get a couple off. The avalanche and Paparazzi makes the kill. They're just running. They're not letting go of the W key.
Yep, and they got a tower along the way. I mean, that's the nice. I think this Jug rounded out their draft really, really well. It doesn't like excel in any area. It's just a bit of everything. It's a bit of sustain with the healing ward for the pushing power, Roche taking. It synergizes with the minus armor just because it's a pretty good physical damage core, and it's an early to mid game hero, which is what SF plus Slaughter want to do. They want to play fast and push the tempo in this early game. Secret, they want to come contest this Roche and Xtreme Gaming. They get cold feet, decide to back off for the time being and not try and force this Roshan just yet.
Dare I say, guys, this is feeling a little similar to game number 2, where Xtreme Gaming is getting an early lead here. Secret eventually found that one kill, essentially. That kind of changed everything, but it is, but it isn't. I mean, there is still, it feels, I hate to say it, they are a little further behind.
Yeah, definitely further behind, and it feels like that avenue back is a bit trickier. Like, it is a Nyx Impale into Arrow. You know, there's a Grave to save against it, but that may not even, you know, that hero may still just die once the Grave wears off, so we'll see if they can find those clean initiations once again. But, like, you know, an underfarmed TA, underfarmed Batrider, they don't really, I'm surprised to see them not force this Roche, because I do feel like Secret aren't ready to take a Roshan fight here, but Xtreme Gaming, they're playing disciplined. They're going to go through the motions, smoke it up, try to push out some of these lanes, although no one's showing on this mid lane. To me, this is almost a bit of a telegraph smoke. There's a lot of farm on the map that they're just not doing right now. Not to mention this Roshan. I feel like could have maybe already gone down by now. So just a bit of inefficiency in the Xtreme Gaming side right now because they want to play nice and safe.
Yeah, they are going to go to the road. They're kind of picking up what you're saying. They must be in the bottom portion of the map, so let's just get this free Roshan out of the way. They are actually. Now let's just porting up here.
Gonna fight this one. That's not even TPs.
I don't know about this.
A little bit late.
They are. Moonlight Shadow's acting off the path. Lich is in trouble. Can he maybe get the chain crossed off? He can, so that's going to be a little bit of damage. Bounce back and forth. Here comes Nisha. This got the Aegis is picked up by Ludo. And now the Omni Slash cutting down players. That Batrider's first. Mirana's going to be able to leap away. But two are dead. Hey, kill Shadow.
Gets scraped up. He's got the Aegis. But what a find. They get Rezo on the backlines. That's a big, big kill. He was doing all the damage in his fight, and Zion's dead as well. Xtreme Gaming just had too many weapons. Like, SF doesn't get the Aegis. There was a huge scramble. Great job by Lou to secure Aegis because SF got lassoed there. He had no way to pick it up. And the comms must have just been anybody who can pick up Aegis. Like, typically you want your SF to get an Aegis there, but and that's something Nisha knows. That's why he lassos SF. But Jug was just ready to secure Aegis. And all three of these Xtreme Gaming cores are farmed. So you take out the SF, there's two other cores that are eating you alive, particularly the Slaughter with the Mask of Madness, an absolute menace in that.
Yeah, I'm looking at, well, the damage done. He certainly did some himself, but really was Juggernaut. That Omni Slash just cut through the opposition. 700 dude. Fight individual.
Just, yeah, solo kills Nisha effectively with the Omni Slash. A really well-timed Grave as well, so they even get to hold onto the Aegis for the following fight, so great execution from Xtreme Gaming. And that's, yeah, I think that kind of highlights where it's like they almost wanted to take Roshan without a fight, but I'm happy they got that fight for them because I feel like they're so much stronger right now. They want a team fight. So a Roshan that gets contested, as long as they're disciplined and positioned well and land their spells, is going to go well for them.
As soon as Batrider farms out the spot of way, we saw the pings coming out, but actually they want to try to kill him. He doesn't have the blink yet. Again, he's been playing behind us, Nisha. He's got to move the travel, so he's flying around fast. He's still lacking a bit of that mobility. Blink coming up next, but meanwhile, that's tiny. I thought it was an illusion for a second, honestly, but no.
So, continues to his killing streaks. Well, did get ended, but he's full 1-on-1. Top net worth cores for his team, but I think for Secret, they just, you know, any game where Niche is your least farm core is not one where I feel like Secret are in their comfort zone. And he's 0-5 this game. And he's typically the guy on top of the net worth, on top of the KDA when it comes to Team Secret. So it's a very different kind of setup. And you know, you kind of mentioned like Rezo, the old carry days. It does feel like that needs to come out this game on some level. This is going to be a game where they can't just look to Nisha and be like, oh, you got this right. No, this is Rezo, this is Chrysalis. These guys need to step it up here.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's going to do it with the BKB next. Has the life as well. Rana, keep an eye on that progress. But meanwhile, speaking of BKB, Shadow Fiend is zone now. You have the Aegis for another 2 minutes. This seems like a pretty good time if you're XG to start pushing more objectives. And they're doing exactly that. They push the top tier 1. Surprised if they keep going.
Lanes aren't in the best position, so they're going to have to kind of keep falling back, and Secret's trying to split push a lot, but with a Blink Starter, they have those double chews. But speaking of double chews, they've got all 11 minutes.
Frost even a pull in, and yes, it is a kill. DY ported in just a little bit too late. That really was good execution.
Sinister Gaze to follow up the Impale, and Zayat's just impaling, you know, straight up. Didn't go for the Vendetta hit, knew they just needed the stun.
Dyer's bottom
That's
tower is
a
under
big kill
attack.
because you mentioned how there was only a little bit of time left on the Aegis, so getting these kills during Aegis and they're not done. TI11 gets found.
Oh no. The Requiem in the trees. He's doing the niche himself. Paparazzi, good placement. Zayak is dead, and that's all it is, though, at least.
Yeah, just nicks. Secret's fine with that. They get out. They almost got the Tiny there, but the Grave comes in. DY's position this game has been really on point with his
Dyer's
dazzle.
bottom tower is under attack.
But these, little things that buy time for Aegis to expire. Losing a Nyx there, not the end of the world. It was close to his Blink Dagger, so a little bit, Zayas is probably thinking, man, I was like 100 gold from Blink, but he'll get there soon enough.
Couple of seconds, so hopefully by the time another fight is set to take place, Juggernaut meanwhile taking some stun in the neutral creeps, and it delays him a little bit as Secret was running over, but still has 35 seconds on that Aegis, so he's safe for now. He did just finish the Manta style as well.
I'll take that
Time to force much. Point, probably just gonna let him go back to continuing your farm towards progression of more items, but a 4-player smoke from Secret meanwhile happening as they wrap around towards mid.
So that's a tiny bit. The kill where Gaming a little bit split up. They are going to get a revenge kill on Zayats here. And Paparazzi can BKB and everything. He was a little bit worried about some kind of initiation. I'm not sure from who. The lasso had already been used, but his 9-second BKB now on the back.
Well, I think the spike carapace was accurate, so he just wanted to make sure to go through that, but it's... Yeah, to get the kill. So, but a little questionable still, I feel, but yeah.
And I think if you're Xtreme Gaming, you're thinking like, we weren't getting much more out of this Aegis. We're still working towards our items. If anything, they're trying to use Aegis to build up a bigger farm lead to control the map and take over the enemy jungle a bit. They do get a DD rune now, but again, I think they're going to be very reliant on making plays around smokes and their blink daggers. And that's exactly what they go for. They smoke up and that next play. They don't have to use the slaughter initiation. They've also got the tiny blink now as well.
Checking the triangle first. They scanned it. Nothing hits. AW. Here's a Bat Runner in the tree.
You seem aware of this on the Secret side, but not aware enough for him to toss back. They get turn kill though.
That's a shame. Frost and Sisters give us a lot of damage. Why jump on Oda 11? He jumps up out of the backlash. Record still has. That's a dead Shadowfeed actually. That's what happened right there. Oda 11. He gets the beatdown on T, but at what cost? He dies for it himself. Juggernaut. Blue has Omni Slash. Has Manta. Looks like that's the play, so he'll be fine. But yeah, that was not the target. I mean, that's like the worst target for an initiation like that. It feels like if you're trying, you're giving up yourself as well. Unfortunately,
it was one of those things where it's like Secret were just behind their towers. They knew a smoke was coming, and because of that ward, he saw it here and was like, "Oh, I guess I have a toss back. I'll blink in and toss Puppy in." But by blinking down to the low ground, he seals his own fate. So even if they kill Puppy there without Puppy casting a spell, it's not a good trade. Trading Tiny for Lich there, I don't like it. But Puppy gets an entire Chain Frost off and sets up the most insane team fight imaginable for his team. He did thousands of damage there, and just the follow-up, it was just brutal.
I mean, I was looking at that too. He did 2,500 damage. By the way, Nisha's going to do some damage here. Blue has no clue. It's an easy initiation with the Invis, and that's a free kill onto the Juggernaut. And here you go. This is the secret opening. They absolutely are finding the group now. And they're going to push this tier 1 bottom into the result as well. So all it takes is that one mistake, one lapse of judgment in the case of XG, and Secret back.
Great patience. This is the Xtreme Gaming playbook from game 1, where it's like, okay, we've got some good late game. Let's just sit back and wait. Like, we can play around our side of the map, play around our towers, play around our vision, and eventually an opportunity will present itself. And Puppy's Lich initially does, and then they followed up with some aggression of their own with the smoke out, the lasso kill there. So continue to find and progress themselves through this game in a pretty positive way, despite the fact I feel like Xtreme Gaming, they got like all these BKB timings, double BKB with a Jug, and double Blink Dagger with Tiny and Slaughter, and they're smoking up. That's usually the time of the game where Xtreme Gaming like just take over the game, but I think we're ready.
As as I like to call it as well. You have a case here of Templar Assassin almost has the holy trinity of items here. The Blink, the Desolate, and that BKB. Just about there. Did decide to go for the Dragonlance earlier to Chrysalis, but yeah, the BKB, next couple of minutes, ideally we'll have that, and suddenly the Templar Assassin is becoming a real threat that you're going to somehow address. There's that Gleipnir, by the way, we talked about earlier. Finished on Mirana. That's a really good timing. 25 minutes.
And this carry that just got to sit back and kind of get ignored in these fights. That right, I did TP out from those trees, but yeah, like a range Mirana just doing right-click damage with leap bonuses as well as BKB. Kind of gonna go unanswered, I feel like, unless somehow Jug gets like on top of her later on with like a blink dagger. Maybe the Slardar can, but you don't really want to blink on Mirana and Slardar because she's always just gonna like leap away, and then you feel like you've wasted your initiate.
It's one of those, another case of, yeah, not the most ideal target, and that's closing quite a bit. I mean, what's really your target at that point? We talked about Lich, you don't necessarily want to do unless you're gonna burst him before he has anything. Obviously they couldn't last time. Oh, that's an illusion, by the way, that takes a stun. Nisha finds a real level. He finds it looks like Tiny. Little heroes. That comes a shallow grave to save. Paparazzi, Chain of Frost, bounce around, good spread though. UIW's dead after shallow grave wears off. However, Slardar in. Old 11, he wants something. BKB's being committed. The Omni Slash cuts down the Nyx Assassin on top of the right grave as well. But now Paparazzi, he's feeling plenty of damage himself. Resolution setting his ground. BKB's worn off. Another shallow grave for the save, but it's just delaying what feels like the inevitable. The Sinister's Gaze pulls and says, you ain't going nowhere, Paparazzi. 3 dead, and let's go to Roshan, they say.
Oh yeah, just hiding them around one by one. The BKBs looking pretty ineffective on the side of Xtreme Gaming. They sound things off with the Tiny kill as well. And that's the thing with Brave is, I think White Dazzle for a while fell off. He has made a comeback, I think with some of the buffs other spells, but it's not really insane. You know, it's a delay. The hero can maybe get their spells off, but they do eventually die. And Secret used the fact that Tiny's been pulled in to bait out the rest of Xtreme Gaming to come in and take a fight. You've got this SF who's like, okay, I got a BKB, Requiem, you know, I can maybe do some damage, but everybody on the Secret side is just kind of kiting them around, using their range. TA back right at Mirana, triple range cores with mobility, and as a result, SF can't do any damage.
Yeah, Shadow Fiend definitely did not feel like he could do much. And even the Juggernaut, though, I feel like is a big key to look at there, where his Omni Slash went off, and I think he killed the Nyx Assassin with it, but that was it. You know, he's having trouble sitting on these targets, you know, way back there. We saw when Slaughter jumped in, he had to then worry about his own life. The second he got his stun off, and they just turned on him, and he was getting blown up. So, similar story for Juggernaut, it feels like, as he is working towards an Scotty, and that'll certainly tank him up a bit more than he'll need, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the Juggernaut is able to deal with this, as you mentioned, the triple ranged carry over here.
Yeah, it feels like he's going to definitely need a blink dagger at some point. Just a question of how soon. I would like to see it almost right after this Scotty. Perhaps once this shard first, since he can use that for a bit of like kind of mobility, since you get the bonus movement speed, but definitely a tricky situation. It's not really one where it's up to the Jug to necessarily solve the kiting issue. Like, they didn't pick this Jug to carry this game, per se. They've got, like, triple cores with SF and Slardar, but the position this game's currently in may head down a road where there is going to be a lot of expectations on this Jug in the late game to carry, because this game is going to drag out. Secret, it feels like, are going to be in an advantageous position.
Gotta give props to Chrysalis, absolutely, because this is a player hero combo. Yeah, this TA was struggling earlier on. Now she's the top level in the game at level 19, getting 20 and second farm just behind his teammate in Resolution, not by much. So the recovery has been phenomenal with Chrysalis, and something that Secret is, of course, very excited about. She's got the Aegis now as well. Don't forget, she went the Shard, so you have the Psionic Traps. Advantage there now as well.
Dire's top tower
With the butterfly
is under attack.
I like how we see Secret just using the Aegis to kind of farm up the map, push out all these lanes, and now hunt for kills. Like, they know this is too early to be trying to force any kind of high ground. Games are going 40, 50 minutes. Want kills, and they found the Jug in the trees here.
Not a big kill. They do. There's no chance. He's out for 54 seconds. It's already a difficult time for the Juggernaut. Especially difficult when he gets found, but again, this is the composition. Early on, it was having struggles because of the laning phase, whatever, but now they're really all online. So it almost feels like you have to stick together if you're XG.
Yeah, and often a lot of the strength of Jug is like being able to like greedily push out these waves and, you know, Blade Fury TP out, but can't rely on that against the Batrider. He's got boosted travel and he's everywhere looking for these lasso targets, including the starter. Old 11 is the next to fall from one kickoff to the next, and these are not small ones. These are 4 heroes, the carry and then the offlaner. Both going down in quick succession.
I mentioned TA, how much Chrysalis has recovered. Frankly, Old 11's the opposite. This is a slaughter that was looking really good coming out of the laning stage, the top farm for a while there even. Has dropped down to the worst farming core, sitting at 12,000 now. So yeah, it's another case of how this game has just absolutely swung in Secret's favor. They're nearing that 10,000 network lead overall. They still have a minute and a half on this Aegis, and they've gotten a couple of kills in the process. They got another tower kill. There's only one tier 2 tower remaining. Secret just putting on a clinic right now against Xtreme.
They just move around the map so well. I mean, yeah, they're down 19 kills to 22, but all these kills from Xtreme Gaming go way back to the early game, and all it took was just finishing some of these items and helping Nisha recover from his slow start, and now Nisha's kind of returning the favor and helping set up a lot of these kills for the team while maintaining a good level of farm. He gets to farm part of one area of the map and then still show up to these fights thanks to these boots to travel. Aegis expiring Secret gonna slow things down a little bit here. I think they're probably going to be expecting some more kind of 5-man smoke plays. Like when you keep finding these kills and putting your opponent to the back foot, the natural response is going to be, okay, we got to group up 5-man smoke. So if you're Secret, you're expecting some kind of smoke, particularly around the Aegis expiring. And that's the exact play Xtreme Gaming went for in game 1. Okay, Aegis expires, 5-man smoke, look for a team fight. So Secret seem very well aware of this. They're grouped up, they're all playing together, not giving Xtreme Gaming any openings.
Not. The just respawning now, or it's gonna be clear in about 10 seconds. But Riders is about to be reclaimed. That's not gonna stop Secret from being more aggressive. They smoke around the Mirana. Got Moonlight Shadows as well when they're ready to engage. Look at where XG is. They're literally just camping their base right now. That's how scared they are, but it's understandable. Again, they got this top wave push, and they're thinking that maybe Secret was going to try to push up here, but they realized not the case. However, on their way over.
Secret don't seem to be too sure of where they are. I mean, they saw the jug top, but they were circling their own jungle for a while, thinking, oh, maybe they're in our jungle, maybe they're backstabbing us, they're scanning in the wrong places. So Secret trying to figure out exactly what's going on here, but I think I think at this point they kind of know that, okay, they just seem to be hiding. We've got so much vision on the map with TA traps and observer wards. I think from the Secret side, the game feels pretty comfortable because of the vision advantage. Just looking at the mini-map, you just see it littered with these green dots.
That's a great catch initially. The gaze pull in the grave. Again, it's going to save him initially, but for what cost? He's going to go on these slash, so that's pretty big in the end. He's spinning away. He's still alive. The Mantis down. No. You saw the auto attack flying out from TA. As soon as it connects, it secures the kill. So Nyx Assassin dying for this, but they do take out the Juggernaut, who's now dead for another minute.
Be enough for Secret to back off. These graves from DY have been on point, and at least with Juggernaut, you grave him and keep him alive. It gives him that opening to get the Omni Slash off. Problem is, he still gets chased down and killed, but for Xtreme Gaming, you're gonna feel like you got a little something in return there, just in the form of a support. This game continues to look rougher and rougher. This feels like Secret are getting these bigger items here. Their cores continue to accelerate. You mentioned how Old 11 had fallen off. He's not farmed a new item. I mean, he's just been on the exact same items and net worth for like a good 10+ minutes now.
Blessings.
Just thinking the same thing, and that's really unfortunate for the side of XG. Again, Juggernaut, we're seeing he got the Eye of Scotty. We talked about the blink. He wants it next, but it's going to be delayed even quite a bit longer. So we got a minute on the red timer for Roshan, and then we'll keep an eye to see as far as next Roshan will spawn. It's certainly going to be a focus of attention. Pause, but yeah, Mirana, the Satanic pickup, and already has another 2,300 gold saved up towards a butterfly now. This Mirana, I mean, you see the talent tree she's going, of course, just all left side, just all about that attack damage. Resolution is absolutely living up to that carry height.
Having an amazing game, and TA is online. They're going to have double butterflies soon, something that, at least right now, none of these diet cores are with. Like, Slaughter's not farming an MP. SF can, but if he commits to this Scotty and then suddenly butterflies come out, he's going to feel really bad about this game. A lot of evasion coming out. At the same time, you've got farm even on the supports, like Lich, Absorb. Assassin with 7k net worth as well, with the Blink 4 stuff, so there's just a lot of farm going around the secret side, even on the support.
Yeah, I noticed that with specifically earlier. Yeah, the Ghost Scepter, Lotus Orb. That's not bad at all. I mean, the Ghost Scepter, talking about some great value this game. Mentioned the minus armor strategy, hence the heavy physical damage. Well, what item seems pretty good? I guess this item, the Ghost Scepter.
On the Lotus Orb, like, you help your teammates out. They get, you know, you can purge off that corrosive haze, turn it around on the Slardar, because a lot of the Slardar, he runs in with this BKB Mask of Madness to try and right-click people down, but if he gets hazed himself, TA and Mirana are just gonna, like, in these fights, he's popping BKB and the front lines are just dying for right-click damage. Like, this Mask of Madness is not something he actually wants to use in these fights anymore, because it makes him way too squishy.
Roshan, about 2 minutes, so time and Secret just goes. The 5-player smoke, they're going in. Nisha's ready. It's the timing. There you go, the easy pullback and the easy kill. It's like, what can you do if you're XG? You're basically, okay, you know what? Could have been worse, I guess. So they accept that. Just got an update, by the way. What was that? So I believe T1 defeating Na'Vi, 2-1 in that series. So
the comeback.
Congrats to T1.
That's the thing. You can have as good a group stage as you can have, and you can finish first. But once you get into the bracket, it's a whole new ball game, and that score doesn't really matter too much anymore. So, see who's going to be meeting T1 in that upper bracket here. Secret of looking like they're, you know, inching their way closer and closer, but they haven't sealed the deal yet in this game number 3.
Well, they haven't. I feel like you have the victory yet by any means. Positioning and the way that Secret is in this game, they certainly can feel pretty good about their chances. It's Roshan again, 50 seconds, so Secret just making sure they keep control of this side, really the dire map, dire jungle specifically. And again, every time I look at Xtreme, it feels like they're just sitting in their face. They are gonna 5-player smoke though, and they feel like now it's kind of
so hard when you don't have that like good scouting or vision hero, and their smoke pops. PYW is like, oh, someone might be here, blink in, but you know, opportunity's already gone.
Found him. He's got the target this time. Much better on the Shadow Fiend. 65 seconds he's out for it. He's got a buyback. You do not want to have to use that though. And the double flame break. This Tiny, you ain't getting away. He gets the Shallow Grave. Hold 11 will stun. PYW though, he's still dying to the using everything to keep alive. And out Slardar gets got the front line. Shadow Fiend hit by back with a blow up on the Slardar. He buys back immediately though himself. Tiny trying to get away. That frost shield's up. Slowing things down around Resolution. He's been slowed as well, but with his BKB, he'll lead backwards, kind of reset. They got the buyback, so they can be pretty happy about this for Secret.
Oh, the real, like they've got a Roche waiting for them. They're playing around very short cooldowns. Like Lasso's 110 seconds. It's kind of like the longest cooldown they're really playing around. Dire side, you know, they didn't commit any ultimates, but it's so hard for them to fight and move out of their base. They're very reliant on smoke. When you're playing without good ways to scout, they're using SF Manta illusions to scout. On the Radiant side, you've got Observer Wards, you've got TA traps. You've just got all these tools to make it very easy to pick and choose your fights and to, you know, take a safe, secure Roshan. And Xtreme Gaming, they smoke up. They may, are they going to smoke into Aegis here? They may just feel like they have to make a play, but too late already to contest Roche.
Butterfly on Mirana officially delivered. Swift blink, you talked about Templar Assassin. It's coming up quickly. Yeah, again, the door, it seems like it's just about there being closed on XG. What kind of play can they make? I mean, tier 4 items. I'm almost surprised tier 4 items are just trying to drop out, because it feels like this game is actually even much further in, but no, it is only 38 minutes right now. They're coming out in Slardar. Yeah, no, mentioned this, we saw with the smoke plate that they tried coming out of their base. This Nyx Assassin just really is making life so difficult for this XG.
It's definitely the best adjustment I think Secret made. Like, there was this emphasis on SF coming into game 3 with Xtreme Gaming first picking the hero, taking away the dog.
The best way to deal with the Nyx Assassin is kill it. He's not going to kill it though. Unfortunately, enough damage. Loose sitting in front, but now needs to fall back. No, he's bringing it right back in. He's just get over here. This Shallow Grave, Lotus Orb. No on him, a one. No on his slash. He's down for 74 seconds. So they did kill TA. He's just going to bring him right back up though, and that is XG falling to pieces. So is the Shadow Fiend. And GG, well played. Secret. Double kill.
What I mean, at this point, the lead was just too big for Secret. The kills make it seem close, but Secret just pulled so far ahead here, and Xtreme Gaming all in on this kind of early game minus armor strat. Really looking to play around a lot of tempo, just couldn't quite make it happen. And yeah, I think Nyx is really, like, I'm T1, I'm looking at this Nyx assess, I'm like, okay, he seems to prioritize SF, but I think it's Science Nyx that really set them up for success in game 2 and 3 fights.